What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 short squeeze stocks that you need to add to your watch list going into this upcoming week. So I want to go over all the things you need to know, but first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with stock number 5, not in any particular order though, ticker is SBEV. So Splash Beverage sitting at $1.24. Over the last 1 year, not doing that great, down 84.06, but over the last 5 days, it is up 53.09%. And from what we've seen in the past, it doesn't take too much for it to really move higher. So way back in April, which I believe was the last time I actually did include that on one of my lists, it was at $1.38, and it looks like it had a high of roughly $8. So this is, again, proven itself that it can really move higher. So add this one to your watch list. A lot of good information right here on a side note, so feel free to pause that and go through it. This is the company profile on what they do. So they're based in the States, 21 employees and so forth, but 64.7% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 1.31 million shares. Cost to borrow average is 362.48%. That is a annual rate, not a daily rate. So just keep that in mind. Short score is 80.6. So the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. Through IBKR, it does indicate a measly 300 shares is available. So the reason why I bring that up is any stock that has limited supply, you could be seeing some buying from institutions just for the purposes of lending out stock. So again, this one might be seeing some buying just to lend out because the cost to borrow is fairly juicy and there's not many shares available. So this one, definitely add this one to your watch list. Moving on to the next stock, ticker is NUAI, sitting at 509. Over the last, or it looks like it's been trading for less than a year. Year to date though, it's down about 15%. Over the last 5 days, it is up 31.3%. Then down over the last 1 month. So starting to build up some good momentum recently. This is what they do for the company profile right down here. So oil and gas exploration and production, 7 employees based out of the States. Aside from that, 13.3% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 6.12 million shares. Overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 44.91. So once again, that's an annual rate, so it's not anything too crazy, but short score 77.85. So that's still fairly high. Through IBKR does indicate about 550,000 shares available to be shorted. So possibly going into this week, you could be seeing some institutional transactions just to lend out. So this stock as well has proven itself in the past that it can easily go higher. So you can kind of see that right here. So yeah, this stock, definitely add this one to your watch list as well. So it's looking like it's having a second wind. And that's actually exactly the type of stocks I look for. I look for stocks that have starting to build up some good momentum, plus in many cases shorts just being overextended. So all these stocks kind of meet my criteria. Moving on to the next one, this stock has been a very volatile beast, but CleanSpark sitting at 15.10. Just on Friday alone went up 12.27%. Over the last 1 year, it is up 5.23%. And then over the last 5 days, up 45.4%. This is what they do. So application software, 312 employees, founded in 1987. Aside from that, 33.1% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 81.7 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow minimum in this case is negative, so it is negative 0.37%. So that does mean that there is brokers out there physically paying people to short the stock. So some signs of manipulation behind that. DTC being 2.46 days, that also does signal that shorts are fairly overextended. So DTC does consider the average volume for the stock in comparison to number of shares being shorted. So again, higher the number, the higher the kind of magnitude of a squeeze as well. That's kind of another way how to interpret that. Shares available, about 1.8 million, but the cost to borrow through, for instance, IBKR is fairly low. So you might not be seeing all that much in institutional transactions just to lend out. So nonetheless, though, this stock definitely does have a lot of good momentum over the last 5 days. Moving on to the next one, ticker is WULF. So this stock has been one volatile beast, sitting at 15.51. Over the last 1 year, it is up 96.5%. Then over the last 5 days, up 30.61%. This is what they do. So application software, 12 employees, founded in 2021. 35.2% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 104.5 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow minimum, no different than CleanSpark, is negative. So you're seeing some signs of manipulation there. DTC 2.49 days. So again, signals that they are overextended. Shorts are overextended. And then through IBKR, you see about 4.1 million shares available to be shorted. So most likely you won't be seeing any buying going into this upcoming week, just for the purposes of lending out stock. And then moving on to the last stock, you have Kohl's, ticker KSS, sitting at 24.59. And so on Friday went up 2.03% over the last 1 year, up 64.26, and then over the last 5 days it is up 55.97%. A lot of that momentum did start because of their earnings, but huge stuff. Even based on where it is right now from Seeking Alpha's quantitative data, it does have the valuation as a A, and so kind of does signal that it's still at a pretty good discount. Again, I'll leave that up to your interpretation, but nonetheless, this is the company profile. So industry is broadline retail, 87,000 employees. Pretty sure everyone generally knows what Kohl's is and what they do, but 25.61% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 28.3 million shares overall being shorted. So shorts, surprisingly, ever since their earnings, they've been returning. Nothing significant though, went from around 27% to where it is now. Cost to borrow average is 1.34, DTC being 5.3 days. So despite everything, shorts are still overextended. So we haven't seen a mother of all short squeeze types of scenarios. I know a lot of people are really looking at this being the next big candidate for that. Short score 68.6, and then through IBKR it does indicate about 450,000 shares. But as I mentioned, cost to borrow is fairly low for this stock, so you might not be seeing that much in institutional transactions just to lend out. So this is the top 5 that I do feel have a good chance of a squeeze this week. So let me know your thoughts on that, or throw some other tickers in the description below if there's any other ones that you feel could really move higher. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you are looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. I put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.